What's up, milkers? Happy new week. We are back. It's been a little bit of a hiatus. Life happens. A lot of transitioning, a lot of changes, a lot of new adventures, and a lot of fun have been had along the way.
Cody has a pussy now.
And we are here to talk about them. The beer this week is the Imperial Gluten-Free Mango Colada. This is a fruited sour brought to us by the hardworking folks and my new friends down at Butchertown Brewing in Louisville, Kentucky. This is a gluten-free sour with coconut cream and mango puree blended together to make a very good tropical beer for the remainder of this summer. But watch out, people. Don't let the taste fool you. It is a 9% ABV monster and will rock your world. Welcome back again, guys. We are happy to be here again. Sorry for the hiatus. Let's get into the motherfucking show. We missed you. Let's get into it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Cumcast.
Hello!
I am your host, Ryan. Joining me, as always, is Cody. And joining us again in the studio, new location, Haley.
Hey.
New cum room.
Ew.
Same table.
New cum room, same table, same...
Excuse me.
Stench.
Same terrible table manners
Yes.
and audio
Same terrible
manners.
table manners, same terrible...
Nothing has changed, just the studio. The
audio quality.
The literal OG location.
It is the OG location.
It's the OG location.
This is where it all started.
6 years ago.
6.
4? 5?
2021. No. Yes. April 2021.
It was 4. It's 4 years.
Yes, 4 years.
It was 2020.
It's 2021.
Doesn't matter. 4 whole years ago, our forefathers started this fuck around podcast with the intention of doing nothing but laughing and making you laugh.
We are our own dads.
Yeah.
Our forefathers.
And we hope that 4-year-old antique audio takes you back to yesteryear.
Hey, it was good. No, it wasn't. It was shit.
Freaking trash. It's still trash.
It's still not very great.
It's still trash.
It's still not fantastic.
Just a little bit better.
Yeah. Oh, no. 4/15/2019.
See? It's been
5
5 years.
years.
It will be 5 years this coming April.
Yeah, back when I was like, what's a logo? Oh, let's just have a glass of beer, 2 shotgun shells.
A glass of stale beer that had been in your fridge for like a year.
On a wooden table and just apply filters to it.
And then we changed it.
We got professional help and then we updated
And
it.
it never changed since.
It has not changed since.
Still the same, just 2 fun little round boys getting together with a new girlfriend on the podcast every couple of years.
You're not lying.
That's the only thing that changes.
I know.
Our special guests change from time to time.
It does change.
And the podcast remains the same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said in the intro, sorry for the delay. We know that you have missed us. We haven't had any requests like we did this last time for the last hiatus, which is fine. We know you guys.
That's fucking rude.
And this is why we have new girlfriends on the podcast every year or so. Because they don't last.
Because they're mean.
It's okay. You live and learn. People change. People grow tired of shit. And we move on with our lives. That's what happens. But the Cumcast will always be here until it's no longer here.
It's on the internet forever.
It is on the internet forever. Forever making you laugh. Somebody should just record this audio and put it on a disc and put it in a time capsule.
Why?
Why not?
They don't have even CD players now.
In my opinion, the Cumcast is a piece of historic art.
Historic shit.
You're not doing my previous statement justice. So, with that...
Doesn't bother me none.
Moving forward, she's not bothered if you break up with her.
No,
now that we made that clear. Yeah, this is a historic piece of art that is meant to be cherished throughout the ages.
This ain't no banana duct tape to a wall.
You never know, in 100 to 200 years...
Have you never seen that? Somebody duct taped a banana to a wall and called it art and sold it for like $50 million.
That is fucking terrible.
Well, and then somebody got pissed and ripped it off the wall and ate it.
They did.
They did. They ripped it off the wall and ate it.
A multi-million-dollar mistake.
And then got put in jail.
in 100 to 200 years, I don't want those. Who just eats fucking fried onions?
Me, they're good.
Ew.
She doesn't like onions, but she likes fried onions.
I love onions. What are you talking about?
Oh. Okay.
I don't like onion rings.
It's the same thing. Smaller, bite-sized pieces.
It's not.
Those are literally fucking dehydrated onion rings. She growled at me. She didn't know about the banana.
She growls at me all the fucking time.
Weird. Fucking strange.
I growl at stuff I don't like.
I don't talk to things I don't like. But,
That's why we haven't talked all morning.
that is exactly why.
Mm-hmm.
You nailed it right on the head there. Anyway, and in 200 years, they might not even know what cum is. They probably have a whole nother name.
Yeah, sure not.
Yeah.
It's been more than 200 years and everybody still knows what it is.
They might actually change.
They're just using it as fucking face cream
They
now.
might even change the spelling of cum with 2 M's in representation of us. That might actually be a thing.
Future prediction.
The possibilities are endless.
They are. They could add another letter to it.
Yeah. Podcasts might not even exist in 200 years.
Probably not.
Honestly, yeah, probably not. Podcast audios are dying. A lot of people watch them now, which I can't sit there and watch a podcast because nothing happens. It's just the camera panning back and forth to 2 people sitting down. I have to listen to them because there's nothing extraneous that happens on the video portion.
I mean, you can see shit.
I don't need to see it if I hear it.
I mean, some guy at work I was always like, you guys should videotape it and put it on YouTube. I was like, it is on fucking YouTube.
Yeah,
We don't like, well, we need to see it and all that stuff. And I'm like, nobody wants to see me sit here with my fucking shirt off in a fucking dimly lit room and fucking, old lady wallpaper and a bullet hole in the wall. See the hole in the wall?
Is that a perfect circle?
Oh my god.
That's a bullet.
Yeah, we live in the ghetto. But,
No, that was me.
But
It's an accident.
Well, the thing is, when you play a podcast, like if I play a podcast on my TV, when I sit there and watch it, I don't want to sit there and watch it. Like, I'd rather just listen to it and I get shit done. I'm not sitting here for 3 hours freaking watching the TV, watching the camera pan back and forth to 2 people. It's not entertaining to me. If that's your thing, that's your thing. I just can't do it. I'd rather just listen to it.
Yeah. I mean, that's replaced TV shows and all that stuff, is people just go home after work or whatever and just watch podcasts on TV, which is fine.
Yeah, if that's your thing, that's your thing. It's not, I'm watching the TV instead of listening, and that's why I like listening to them, because I'm actually focused on
doing stuff.
I'm actually focused on hearing it instead of just watching the TV.
I need noise in my ears.
I do. I listen to podcasts or audiobooks about an hour after I wake up until the time I just can't anymore if I have to go to work or something.
Yeah.
And with my new job, since I'm on the road a lot, if I'm not listening to music, I'm listening to podcasts from my phone just to have some, empty time. But that's the way I do it. It's a lot better to me. And I've listened to podcasts since, 2016. All right, Lil Wayne.
Oh, let me blow my vape cloud.
Let me hit my Nick box.
Did I tell you about that?
Yes.
Yes, I did tell him about that. We went up there.
Vapes are out of control.
When we went
Fucking get your kids over here,
we
bro.
went to Seymour and we went to the vape store. And I thought it was funny. Because it's like, oh, you want THC, which is weird because they call it THC, but it's just like CBD with a little hint of a little spice of THC in it. And they're like, oh, do you want Nick? Everybody kept calling it Nick. And then you're like, can I have a Monster Energy drink flavor? And that guy was like so fucking into it that it was intense and ridiculous. He's like, I got you.
Is that
He's
a
just
Monster
like,
Energy drink flavor?
No.
This one isn't. No, I
Oh.
already smoked the fuck out of that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's like, I got you. We got this one. And then we get to the fucking counter, and then she just slaps another one on the counter.
I'm surprised you haven't just made the drive over there to go back.
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
We just go over there.
I love those.
She
They're
just
so
lays
good.
another one on the counter. And it's like, oh, what's this other one? It was like, oh, you know, we have a box of them. It's like, you buy Nick, you get Nick. And I was like, cool.
I like this Nick guy.
Cool.
Come get your kids. It's out of control.
No, that store is
All
fucking...
these vapors.
That store is fucking huge. Do you know what the one I'm talking about is right on the square?
No, because I don't give a fuck.
It's
I'm
right
not a
by-
douchebag.
No, it's right by the music studio.
Yeah,
Anyway, you walk
No,
walk
I'm
into
not.
it. It used to be like
Says a douchebag.
some kind of...
For no reason.
Taste of
All right.
douchebag.
Anyway.
All right.
You walk in and like the right side is like a wall of nicotine and then a little section of THC. And the whole other left side is like the ones that you can like with the mods and like put together your own and like the juices or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like that's the whole other left side. It's fucking huge and it's a store just for vaping.
When did it change? When did the cool kid part change from having like a modded gaming controller, which I don't even know if that's a cool thing anymore. So I don't play video games anymore. But the cool thing was if you had a modded gaming controller,
PC gaming is cool.
Now you're cool if you have a modded vape.
Yeah.
Buy those big juice boxes to put in it.
So every time my old boss comes down, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, he tries to pull something out of his pocket to like a note or something like that he wrote down, and he just like he pulls out his pocket. He's got one vape, and then it's like he just pulls another one out of his pocket, and I was like, how many vapes do you have? And he's like, oh, today I was like, I think I got 3, and he's like 1, 2, and he's like, oh yeah, here's the third one. He's like, I don't know which flavor I want, so I just
Bring
grab
all 3.
I just grab 3 before I walk out the door. So yeah, he's got them.
The first time vaping started getting big when we were in college, and the first time I ever seen somebody have one of those big boxes, basically a campfire box is what I called it, was in college, and this guy came to one of our parties, and I was finishing, the party was going, and I was trying to finish my homework before I went to the party, and then everybody came, and they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, I gotta finish this one thing, it's due tomorrow, and then I'll be out. And then I never met the guy, and he comes in, and he's blowing on this giant smoke box, and we were just sitting there talking, and I finally finished. In the 10 minutes he was standing there, my room was completely full of vapor smoke.
Yep.
You couldn't even see each other.
Remember
I was
Blue?
like, I said, you have to get out of my room. He's like, why? I was like, I can't even fucking see anything in here. Get out of my fucking room.
I think Blue was one of the first ones. Remember the Blue e-cigarettes?
Sponsored by
fucking Vampire Man from Blade.
From Blade. What's his name?
Jules.
Jules.
Jules were the first.
Jules
No, they
Verne.
weren't.
No, they weren't. It was
Blue e-cigarettes were.
Blue e-cigarettes.
Gotta go shit again?
No.
Oh.
Is Kiefer Sutherland.
It's not Kiefer Sutherland.
Who's Kiefer Sutherland?
Kiefer Sutherland is from fucking Young Guns.
Oh, other Vampire Man.
Yes, other Vampire Man. No, from fucking Blade. I don't know his actual name. Fucking, shit. What is his name?
It's another cool name like that.
Uh,
I'm looking it up right now.
I don't remember.
Blade.
Yeah, the first Blade. What's his name? I can never remember anything.
Stephen Dorff.
Stephen Dorff.
He played Deacon Frost.
Deacon Frost, yes.
Deacon Frost was his character name.
The
but
Vampire Snowman.
Stephen Dorff is his actual name.
Yeah, Stephen Dorff.
Yeah. I just recently got one of those like TikTok viral gaming sticks that like have all the retro games on it.
Mm-hmm.
And for PS1 they have Blade downloaded on there, so I was playing Blade, and I was gonna tell you this, for Game Boy they have it's we played it all the time on Game Boy. It's called Yoshi's Adventure, where you play Mario and you fucking ride Yoshi and jump over clouds. Yeah, they have that on there, and I'm playing it on my fucking TV.
Huh.
It's sick, and I was gonna tell you before I forgot. There's Pokemon on there, like old arcade games. What was the other one I was trying to play? Crash Bandicoot. They have all 3 of the first Crash Bandicoots on there. So
is this a TikTok purchase?
Yeah. It's $24 and you just plug the... There's videos out there, but you just plug the gaming stick into your HDMI in the back of your TV and it has 2 wireless controllers. And you just fucking play the shit out of it. So I've been playing the crap out of it.
The last thing I bought was a cooling blanket from TikTok.
Also a good purchase. You can have your cooling blanket while you play your retro game set.
Good. That cooling blanket works too.
I was freezing when you put it on me.
I know, it's nice. I like it.
Gotta keep these hoes cool out here in these streets. It's hot out here in the Midwest. Why'd you look at her?
She looked at you and I looked at her. And
I wasn't even talking about anybody.
I keep these hoes cool down in these
You
streets.
do. It's fucking hot out here in the Midwest, dude. Fucking rains and now it's Satan's asshole dripping sweat.
It ain't too bad outside right now. It's supposed to rain.
No, it's supposed to be like 80 degrees today, but yesterday it got fucking hot. I was sweating. I also decided to wear a black shirt, which makes no sense, but still did. Because it's my only one that I had clean because I need to do laundry. But it's hot out here.
I like that one.
This one's cool. Handpicked by me out of my dresser this morning.
Handpicked by me.
On sale. Curbside Clothing. Go check them out.
Is that a brewery shirt?
No, it's Curbside Clothing. Go check them out. They're actually a really cool t-shirt manufacturer, and they're fucking soft as shit. This was a grab bag. It was like 50% off. So it was like $10 a t-shirt. So where I got my squirrel one in his slippers and his robe holding a mug of coffee.
Yeah.
That one. And then my raccoon in a blanket and a beanie roasting a marshmallow over a campfire.
I like that one too.
Same one.
We need to go there.
No, it's not a place.
It's online.
It's online.
Aww.
It's not a place.
What is it?
Curbside Clothing.
Okay.
They used to have, there's that really cool hippie store in the mall, but nobody goes to the mall anymore. I don't know if it's still there.
Earthbound?
Yes, they have their clothing.
Yeah.
They have their clothing. That's where I first got, like, the first 2 of them. And they were, like, $20, which is, like, average price for a t-shirt. But they have, like, even for, like, plus-size guys, if you order them online, they have, like, plus-size. I think they go up to, like, 5XL for plus-size people.
Huh.
And, yeah. And I got the grab. Okay. And I got the grab bag. It was like 50% off, and it came with 2 t-shirts. And I was like, fucking, it was like $20. I was like, fucking score. No, they got, it's a local artist that designed them all too. So all these are like locally designed, and they print them on there. It's fucking sick. My squirrel one's my favorite because it's like a baseball 3/4 length sleeve tee. They're fucking awesome, and they're soft as shit. They're really nice clothes. So Curbside Clothing, not a sponsored ad. They're just a really cool t-shirt company that I've liked for a long time. I get a lot of compliments. Remember we stopped at that coffee shop? I was wearing the squirrel one on the way to South Carolina.
Yeah, the shitty coffee.
We stopped that shitty coffee spot, and it was raining, and we were getting in the car, and I told you that guy gave me a fucking thumbs up for my shirt. I'm like, random.
I think he just gave you a thumbs up.
I don't fucking know.
That place was worse to get out of than fucking Starbucks. The line was just as long, and the fucking drive-thru line goes where we parked, so we had to fucking, like, they had to leave a spot, and we had to back in between cars and fucking get out that way.
It was an awkward spot, too.
Yeah, it isn't, because it was right by a school, wasn't it? Was it daycare or a school?
It was right by a daycare, and then all the way around it was apartments.
Yeah.
It's like right off the highway. It's in New Albany. It's called... I don't recommend it because it was not great coffee. You know, Alec just went there the other day, and it's in New Albany, Indiana, and he's like, it tastes stale, and I was like, that's exactly the problem.
Yes.
How do you get a stale nitro cola?
That was so cute.
That's the one I have.
What?
That's the one I have.
Oh, damn.
It's a 3/4 length baseball tee. And it's uncut. It's unstitched on the bottom, so it's just loose. I love that shirt. They're so comfortable.
You guys would get matching t-shirts.
No.
They got others on there. Just search.
They got others.
I like this one.
I don't have that one. I only got like 4. I've thought about literally switching my clothes to that t-shirt company. I love that t-shirt company so much. But if you want to sponsor us, Curbside Clothing, you'll probably never hear this podcast unless we put it in the time capsule.
Yeah.
Might hear it one day. So what's happened, Ryan? What's happened during this hiatus? Anything new? I can see a new thing right here.
Oh, yeah. Got a new puppy.
Got a new dog.
Had him for a month now. His name is Bodie.
Why'd you name him Bodie?
Patrick Swayze.
Why are you telling me like I don't know? It's for the audience.
Oh.
Why are you telling me like I don't know?
I don't know.
Like this is your first podcast ever?
Patrick Swayze, OG people know.
Patrick Swayze from what?
Point Break.
If you haven't seen Point Break, you're not allowed to listen to this podcast until you pause it, watch the movie, and then get back to us.
There's only one person that ever got it whenever I said his name. I was like, Bodie. They're like, oh, from Point Break? And I was like, yeah, you're the only fucking one that got it. They're like, no, it's because I'm old. And I was like, no, it's because you're cool. Everybody else doesn't fucking get it.
I would have nicknamed him Chicken Joe, also a really good surfer.
No, not Chicken Joe.
Better than Bodie.
Bodie was a fucking bank robber, and he
What?
worked. Which one did he wear? Did he wear Ronald Reagan? Or the mask that he wore when they robbed the banks? Was he Ronald Reagan, or was he George W. Bush?
No, he was Reagan.
Was he Reagan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember which one he was. Or, who was the other one?
JFK and Nixon.
Yeah, Nixon. I couldn't remember. The one that got shot and fucking died wore the Nixon one.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not a crook. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, I'm shot. Shout out
You
to
ever
him.
seen Point Break? You ever seen Bad Boys? Bad Boys 2? You ain't seen Bad Boys 2.
You ain't seen Bad Boys 2. The cop who must be stopped.
No, the cop who
Can't be stopped.
can't be stopped.
Ryan got a new puppy. What else has changed? Anything?
No,
Nothing really. I got a promotion at work. I on the road full time, delivering beer for the brewery I work for, organizing beer festivals.
They look infected.
No.
So random. That look infected.
Red. I haven't swollen.
Let me see.
They look infected.
Let me call the resident nurse.
Does it look infected?
No, it's not infected. It's
Oh.
just agitated. Leave it alone.
Does that one look infected?
No. You're just a vagina.
What the fuck is going on?
I almost died the other day. Leave me alone.
You just...
How?
I had a panic attack.
For what?
I don't remember.
He's been having these issues.
You don't remember?
And I had a tummy ache the other day, too.
You had a stomach ache
Yeah.
and a panic attack.
They've never happened before. Nervous.
What are you nervous about?
Dying.
That does happen.
Imminent death.
That does happen.
I just want to die in my sleep.
Well, now that we took a fucking detour to fucking stupid land, all right, back to the podcast.
It's stupid. It ain't stupid.
Does that look infected? That is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, I gotta ask the nurse if it looks infected or not.
Yeah. So I'm organizing beer festivals for the brewery I work for too. Been going to a lot of those. Literally went to a beer fest almost every other weekend, or every weekend for the past like 2 months. So it's been really fun.
Shaking the table.
If you know anything about this podcast, we love craft beer, so I really enjoy doing that. So it's been a really fun experience and get to know people. And like 2 years ago, I never would have thought that I would know and be like friends and catch up with people that literally own breweries, brew their beer all across the state of Indiana. It's actually wild. So it's super cool. And the new friends I just made at Butchertown, the beer of the week this week, they were super nice. They're in Louisville, Kentucky. Go check them out. A lot of cool beer in Louisville, actually. Especially if you're around that area. It's definitely worth the trip.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bourbon country, if that's your thing. Not really my thing. I went there in January for a quick weekend trip. And I just stopped in this whiskey bar and had a couple old fashions because that's really the only spirits I drink. And she was like, "Oh, have you stopped in any distilleries?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, "You know you're in bourbon country, right?" And I was like, "I don't care. I don't really care about bourbon." And she was like, "Well, Whiskey Road."
They just say that about Kentucky, don't they?
Kentucky is the home of straight bourbon whiskey.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, it just so happened that the whiskey bar was underneath on the bottom floor of my Airbnb, and Whiskey Row in Louisville just so happened to be the street behind me."
Mm.
She goes, "Whiskey Row's behind you. You should go check it out." I was like, "I'm just here for beer.
Yeah.
I'm not a big." I was like, "This is the most cocktails I'm gonna." I had two different old fashions, and I was like, "This is the most whiskey I'm gonna have my entire trip here." And it was just for a quick weekend. And it wound up being, like, the worst. Like, it was, the day I was driving down there, which is only about 2 hours away. The day I was driving there, it was beautiful. It was like it was middle of January, late January. Beautiful, like 65 degrees. The sun was out. Went to a couple spots. Went back to the Airbnb, called it a night. And then the next day I woke up just cold and fucking raining, and it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. I was like, well, this is no fucking fun. So that was an interesting weekend. And I walked to a coffee shop that was literally a block away and got completely drenched. But I had, like, no coffee in the Airbnb. So I just walked to this quick coffee shop, and I just got completely drenched. I was like, this fucking sucks. And it immediately changed. But still a fun trip. I highly recommend just checking out Louisville if you've never been. And if you like whiskey, check out Whiskey Row. But there's also some really cool beer spots down there.
That was the day you almost killed yourself, wasn't it?
From what?
Falling down out of the fucking bathtub or the shower?
No, that was in last September.
Oh.
That was last September in Red River Gorge.
No.
Don't drink and get in a hot tub. I know it sounds fun, but afterwards you'll be fucking not motor skilly. You will not have motor skills.
Motor skilly.
I was not even that when that happened. I feel like I talked about it on this podcast, but I had some beers. I stopped in Lexington, went to 2 breweries, drove the other hour to my cabin in Red River Gorge. Went and ate a shit ton of food because I was starving. Had 1 beer at the Airbnb, and decided to get in the hot tub because it was a beautiful night. Watched the sunset in the hot tub, and I had 1 beer. And while I was in the hot tub, and I was only in there for about 15-20 minutes, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna shower, and hop in the shower, and in the middle of my shower, lost all motor skills and just fell fucking backwards out of the shower. Hit my head off the toilet. Toilet shifted. Shower curtain ripped off. And so I'm just laying naked, soaking wet, in the middle of this fucking bathroom floor by myself. I'm in the cabin by myself. And I had a big knot on my head for like 4 days after that. I thought I had a fucking concussion. And but I was fine, and picked myself up, finished my shower, dried off, and then I proceeded. This is my first ever solo trip too, by the way, in a place I've never been, and I decided that I hadn't seen Cocaine Bear yet, and so I watched Cocaine Bear by myself after I hit my head. Adrenaline's still going, and after I watched Cocaine Bear, I couldn't fall asleep. And I finally fell asleep at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Because I was like, there are bears here in Red River Gorge. And I was like, let's watch Cocaine Bear. Which was actually a shitty, decent movie. And then I just couldn't fall asleep.
Probably better than Rubber.
And then I stayed there for 2 more days. And it was a blast. I absolutely loved it. Probably had the best barbecue I've ever had in my life in Campton, Kentucky in Red River Gorge. It was called Red Flame Barbecue, I think. Absolutely amazing. That's probably the best barbecue I've ever had. I know it's like, oh, it's not Texas or wherever else. I've never been to Texas. I haven't been to Texas yet, so I haven't had Texas barbecue. But, however, for Kentucky, for Kentucky, this barbecue was absolutely amazing. And the place was absolutely so cool. So cool. It was like down a random gravel road, and you just pull up to this barbecue spot, and it's fucking packed. Super cool spot. Yeah. I've had a lot of trips. That was my first solo trip ever, was in September. And that's where I highly recommend, if you're in and around Kentucky, take a drive to Lexington. And Lexington's got a lot of really cool beer. If you're in Louisville, drive the extra hour to Lexington. Stay in Lexington. Really cool spot. Highly recommend Ethereal Brewing. They were fucking awesome. And then my absolute favorite was Blue Stallion when I went there. And I think I have told this story on the podcast before. Blue Stallion Brewing, so hospitable, super nice. Amazing people. Met both their brewers and shared a beer with them. Absolutely amazing people. And there's some like big conglomerates like, I think it's West 6th. I think it's West 6th is down there, and they have a couple spots. There's a couple spots that have a location in Louisville and Lexington. But by far my favorites were Ethereal and Blue Stallion. And Blue Stallion was like German style, brass brewing tanks. The bar seating, I didn't think I was going to get up in it. These are like 6 feet tall bar stools. Huh. You got to climb up these fuckers. And you're leaning back, but the bar is situated like that. Mm-hmm. But the stools are like wide, so they're stable enough. The legs are wide, so you're stable enough. So you're leaning back, but the bar's here, so you can easily just reach your drink. It's such a weird setup. The bar is literally 6 feet tall. Mm-hmm. When I stood up to the bar, no, maybe not 6 feet tall. It's probably like 5.5 feet tall off the ground. When I stood up to the bar, it's right here at my face. Huh. And then you got to get up in these bar stools. But they have regular table seating.
That's the thing I never liked. I don't like bar stools with backs. I don't.
You need a back on this one.
Well, yeah, backwards. You probably do for that one. But I don't like bar stools with backings. I'd rather just have a regular fucking wide bottom stool. And fucking, like, not like the bottom of the stool is wide.
The only time
the fucking seat is wide for my
The only time I like bar stools with backs is if they are
like pub style stools.
The wide ones with no arms. Like how they have like the leather ones with like the come around you.
Yeah.
Like a car seat. Those, but with not the sides. And no arms on them.
Like the ones at the tap. Like, I like those bar stools.
Those are okay. They're just not wide enough.
Yeah.
But, like, a wide one like that with a leather seat, if it has a back, none of that extra shit, just a straight up bar stool.
Yeah.
Back. None of that extra crap. That's my go-to bar stool. I do like bar stools that have backs, but just a standard square, no back ones, just fine.
Because that's the thing, they're always...
And for the love of God, have a bar going across your feet so you can put your feet on it. Nobody wants to set their feet on the bars of the chair underneath you.
That's the thing.
Have a goddamn bar on the floor so you can rest your fucking feet on it.
Or extend out like a concrete slab from there or something like that. Because, like...
Have a footrest.
My legs always fall asleep because my legs are too short.
Yeah, have a footrest. Have a footrest attached to your bar or just something going across the floor. Have a footrest. Recommended. Highly recommended. It means a lot to short people with short legs. Nobody wants to put their feet on the bar stools. Because I always fucking put one on mine and one on the one
next to me.
One on the one next to me.
I don't care if somebody's sitting beside me or not. I throw my leg over there.
That's what I do too. Critiques from the Cumcast.
Yeah.
Fucking better have that goddamn footrest on your bar. Quit eating my shoe.
And booths are the devil. Nobody likes to sit in booths.
I like to sit in booths.
Booths are dumb.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
I like booths.
Who likes to slide 6 feet to get to your spot?
That's why you sit on the outside. Compromise. You don't have to sit in them. You don't... Whatever. I like booths. Only if the you can tell we're picky. Only if when you sit in the booth, if the table's not to your chest, it's got to be below your chest.
Yeah.
But also another short person problem. But we have long torsos, so usually it's not an issue.
That's all we are is torso.
Yeah, pretty much. We're basically like 60% torso, 40% leg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how we're built. We're awkward. It's okay. It's like when girls have like one boob that's bigger than the other, which is a real thing.
Yeah, counterbalanced.
Yeah, counterbalanced.
Yep. Like a sinker on a fishing rod.
What? One floats and the other sinks?
I got a dumpy body. A dumpy body.
A dumpy body.
A dumpy body.
Melt a candle.
Yeah. I'm built like somebody with
Down syndrome.
Down syndrome. I have a Down syndrome body.
All right, well, let's take a quick pee break.
All right, we'll be back. And we are back.
We're going to get into a couple news articles for the rest of the show. So this first one I have is a Georgia mayor faces felony charges after investigators say he stashed alcohol in a ditch for prisoners.
Yum.
Hey man, you on the cleanup crew tomorrow? Yeah, I got a fifth of Jack Daniels.
Give me your commissary, I'll give you liquor.
Off of Highway 46, I got that fifth of Jack Daniels stashed for you in a ditch. It's under an old T-shirt that says "Love Jesus."
Love Jesus.
So this is in,
I heart cheesesteaks.
This is in Thompson, Georgia. The mayor of a small Georgia town has been indicted on charges that he illegally left a bottle of gin. Gin? So random.
I know. Couldn't get anything better.
Hey, Sonny, what's your favorite liquor?
I like gin and tonics.
I like a good London dry gin, boss. I'll leave a bottle for you underneath the t-shirt.
Why did this turn into Life with Martin Lawrence? Fucking Eddie
Got
Murphy.
my damn toe stuck in a bottle.
Got my damn toe stuck in a bottle.
Damn pie about burnt my tongue off.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
So he stashed a bottle of gin in a ditch for a state prison work crew. Thompson Mayor Benji Carey Cranford.
Benji Carey Grantford.
Benjamin Carey Cranford was indicted on Wednesday and arrested by Georgia Bureau of Investigation agents. He faces felony charges of furnishing prohibited items to inmates and attempt to commit a felony. The indictment issued Wednesday in McDuffie County Superior Court says that the 52-year-old Cranford drove to a store on June 3rd, bought a bottle of Seagram's. Fucking Seagram's? Couldn't even give him that fucking good shit. Seagram's extra dry gin and left it in a ditch alongside Georgia 150 in Thompson in the path of a work crew of state prisoners from the Jefferson County Correctional Institution. Thompson police on June 6 asked the GBI to investigate the claim that Cranford gave alcohol to inmates. GBI said agents arrested Cranford at Thompson City Hall after a city council meeting and led him away in handcuffs. Cranford didn't answer questions from reporters after he was released from the McDuffie County Jail Wednesday on a $5,000 bail. I didn't do it. It fell out of the back of my car. It fell out of my trunk.
And he was the mayor?
That was my... Yeah, he was the mayor.
Why risk office to give booze to inmates?
Let me tell you something, boys. You're working real hard. Let me leave you a gift. It's in this ditch over here. But get there quick, because a gator might get it.
I can only hide one bottle, so y'all gotta share it.
You know the difference between me and between a gator and with a buzz and me is that the gator lives in the ditch. I put it next to this groundhog hole. But don't go too far now. You get to the possum ditch, this is a little too far. A little too far.
I left a bottle of gin in a bucket of KFC. Go find it.
Fucking Georgia scavenger hunt. It's like, we just cleaning this ditch. Look at here, boys. I found a bottle of Seagram's gin. This is for us. Let's split it.
Is that like it's fighters? It's like, all right, guys.
Finders keepers and duters weepers. Possession is 9/10 of the law.
We're cleaning up the highway. And whatever you find, you get to keep if you want it. I found a bottle of gin.
It's right over here next to this used condom. Court records didn't list a lawyer for Cranford as of Thursday, and he has not yet appeared before a judge.
Maybe he just dropped it.
It's the story of shit. What's that movie? Well, fuck. It's that story of like when you lose your dog. Like the dog falls out of it's the story of Rango. Fucking hit a bump, his whole terrarium comes
The iguana, or the chameleon.
Yeah, it's the story of Rango, the cartoon. Car hits a bump, back window's open, randomly.
Yeah, but the gin doesn't have a fucking story about how he saves the town and their water supply.
It's
just a bottle of gin.
This is the story, though.
It's like Rango. When the gin fell out of the window, it saved a town of varmints.
Rango is...
And their water supply.
Rango is the gin. Random story. The back window's open on the highway, and you hit a bump, and your whole fucking terrarium falls out the back window, and you just don't notice glass shattering everywhere. Same thing. I had that in the trunk of my car, and it fell out. I couldn't find it anywhere. Luckily, you hard-working boys found it. You deserve a good drink.
I can't see a bottle of gin fighting a snake and a fucking hawk.
It's a fucking analogy.
I know, but you're like, the bottle of gin is like Rango. It just fell out of the window. That's it?
Like, that's it.
Any other piece of trash. That bottle of gin is like that McDonald's bag right next to it.
That's what I left in. I left it in an old McDonald's bag. I left a portion of a McGriddle in there. Sausage, egg, and cheese, because I know you boys love the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles.
Who abandons a bomb?
You ever had one of those? No, boss. I've been in prison for 34 years. Well, let me tell you right now, it's going to change your life, that little bite of that McGriddle. They put syrup inside of the pancake, and the pancake with the syrup in it is the bun.
Watch it just be like a shooter. Like a shot of gin.
It's a work crew. They gotta split it.
I split a shot.
But how do you hide that, though? It's just like, look what I found. And it's like,
you put it in a ditch.
It's full.
That's how you hide it.
Unsealed.
You put it in a ditch.
Or unbroken seal. I put it in a ditch for you boys. You boys are working hard. Vote for me. Prisoners can't vote, dummy.
Maybe that's how he got caught, because he was like, best wishes, the mayor. he signed it.
What's his fucking nickname?
Benji.
Oh, it says, wet your whistle. Love Benji.
Love Benji.
Now get back to work.
I don't know how he got caught unless he pulled over when they were working. He's like, where'd my gin go? Oh, well. And then got back in his car.
This town has nothing else to do but check the CCTV footage of a liquor store.
Yeah.
This bottle is the same bottle that's in that ditch. It must be him. We clocked him going 90 down Highway 150, and he just tossed it out the window.
Yep.
He actually, got out of his car on the side of the highway, put it in the ditch.
Mike dropped a bottle of gin in the ditch.
Walked back to his car, and went to work.
Yep.
He goes, hey, boys, when you're out today, look for the possum hole. It's out there. It's right across the street from that dead deer carcass. She's bloated as fuck. You can't miss her. Smells like a hot dang.
The package has been dropped near the dead rat in the ditch. You'll know what I'm talking about because you can smell it.
It's in between the storm drain and the prairie dog hole. Next article we have is Arizona's Poo-Museum. Teaches
a shit museum?
Yeah. Teaches science using fossilized feces. The variety of dung on display ranges from minuscule termite droppings to a massive specimen that weighs 20 pounds.
From what?
Probably me.
A 20-pound shit.
They found it. We're from the Poo-Museum. Can we collect your specimen out of your toilet?
This is a 20-pound turd. We know this because it used to stink at one point.
It's Randy's turd from that episode of South Park.
Oh, yeah.
Williams, Arizona. This is where... So in Williams, Arizona, one way to help tell how a Tyrannosaurus Rex digested food is to look at its poop. Bone fragments in a piece of fossilized excrement at a new museum in northern Arizona, aptly called the Poo-Museum, are among the tinier bits of evidence that indicate T-Rex wasn't much of a chewer, but rather swallowed whole chunks of prey. No shit!
Why would you swallow with that big old mouth?
He's a predator. They don't fucking chew. They're not a grazer. They're not a cow.
They ain't got molars.
Yeah.
They're lizards.
The sample is one of more than 7,000 on display at the museum that opened in May in Williams, Arizona. A town known for its Wild West show along Route 66, wildlife attractions, and a railway to the Grand Canyon National Park. The Poo-Museum sign features a bright green T-Rex cartoon character sitting on a toilet to grab attention for the buzzing neon lights and muffled 1950s music emanating from other businesses. That's a cute piece of marketing for the sign. That's actually
Come see our shit house.
We have T-Rex poop in here.
Yeah.
Go down the road a little ways to Georgia, in Thompson, Georgia. There's a bottle of Seagram's in the ditch.
Welcome to the crap house.
I picked this spot for my bottle of Seagram's to leave for you boys because it's where I left my ex-wife. So let's see here. Poo-Museum's president and curator George Franson bought his first chunk of fossilized feces from a shop.
Brought his first chunk of shit.
He bought it.
He bought it.
Bought his first chunk of fossilized feces.
Why didn't he just let it fall from the sky like Joe Dirt?
It's not every day you see feces falling from a plane. It's a space peanut. It bought it from a shop in Moab, Utah, When he was 18, he said, and he fell in love instantly.
I fell in love with shit.
He already loved
I feel like there's an underlying kind of
This man
fetish.
this man found what he loved. He always loved dinosaurs.
Fossilized shit.
He always loved dinosaurs, and when he turned 18 and hit puberty, he fell in love with shit.
Yep.
Two loves come together. He already loved dinosaurs and fossils, but had never heard of fossilized poo. From there, his fascination grew, a.k.a. his kink. It was funny, it was gross, he said, but I learned very quickly it could tell us so much about our prehistoric past and how important they are to the fossil record. Coprolites are tremendously common, but they can make up the majority of fossils found at some sites.
That's all we can find is that's all we can find is prehistoric snails and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Rarely do we find bones.
And people have learned more and more about them over the past few decades, said Anthony Fiorio, executive director of the New Mexico Museum of Natural History and Science. It can be hard to identify them in some cases. Specimens that appear to be coprolites with their pinched ends and striations were examined further and ultimately reclassified as something else. There's a number of sedimentary processes that can produce an extrusion of soft mud to a different layer. He said, so think about your toothpaste, for example. When you squeeze it, there can be some striations on that toothpaste.
We're talking about shit coming out of an ass and what it looks like.
You can tell how old this dinosaur was by the rings on its shit.
You can tell if your balloon knot is jagged or not because of the striations and the pinstripes on your turds.
This particular specimen has a little mush to it. He must have had something to upset his stomach. Yeah. Must have been his yearly dose of overnight oats. Fossil enthusiast Brandy Reynolds recently visited the museum with her husband after finding it was a short detour from a road trip they had planned. She goes on to say, I mostly find sharp teeth and things like that. She said, I haven't really found a whole lot of coprolite, which is shit. But who doesn't love coprolite? It's shit. Who doesn't love shit?
Shit belongs in the earth.
A highlight of Franson's collection is a specimen that holds a Guinness World Record for the largest shit left by a carnivorous animal, measuring more than 2 feet long and over 6 inches wide. Franson said it's believed to be from a T-Rex, given where it was found on a private ranch in South Dakota in 2019. Franson also holds the record for the largest certificate shit collection of 1,277 pieces, earned in 2015 when it was verified at the South Florida Museum in Bradenton, Florida. His collection now stands at about 8,000 shit specimens. He doesn't have the room to display it all in the museum in Williams and features some online. No need to worry about any of the smell or germs, Francis.
We ran out of room for all the shit.
We ran out of all the shit we got. It's spring cleaning season. No need to worry about any smells or germs, Francis said. Those evaporated millions of years ago when the feces were covered with sediment and replaced by minerals, making them rock hard. Location, shape, size, and other materials like bones and plants can determine if something in shit, but it can be determined if something is in shit, but not necessarily which creature deposited it. So, like Franson, Fiorio said he was captivated by fossils when he was young. He pointed to private quarries in Wyoming's fossil basin where the public can hunt for fossilized fish, plants, and even shit. I'm replacing coprolites with shit. Yeah. People also can visit a research quarry to learn about paleontology and nearby Fossil Butte National Monument. If a child goes home inspired after finding a fossil or seeing one on display in a museum, then that's awesome, Fiorio said. Maybe they'll be the next generation of shit lovers. Hell of an article. Go check out the shit museum. The poo-museum, as it is said. And the last article I have for you guys for this episode. An Ohio jail accidentally frees murder suspect because of a typo. A Marion Sanders was mistakenly released Monday after charges were dismissed against a man in an unrelated case. And that court case number was entered incorrectly. They let a suspected murderer go. because of a number typo on the inmate number.
His name was Marion Sanders, and we put Mario Sanders, and we fucked up.
Yahoo! So this is in Cleveland, Ohio. A man awaited trial on an
The Colonel Sanders. Instead of
A man awaiting trial on an aggravated murder charge was mistakenly released from a county jail in Ohio this week due to a clerical error, authorities said. A warrant was issued on Tuesday for Marion Sanders, 22 of Cleveland, who was being held at the county jail on a $1 million bail. He was mistakenly released Monday after charges were dismissed against a man in an unrelated case, and that defendant's court case number was somehow entered incorrectly. Sanders' trial was due to start August 19th. He's charged with aggravated murder in connection with the September 2023 shooting in Cleveland and has maintained his innocence. He's fucking innocent. Let him go.
Well, it just
I'm free now.
It just reminds me of Idiocracy because he was like, what's his name?
Quilty.
Not Owen Wilson, but
Evan Wilson.
Evan Wilson. Is that his brother?
Yeah, Evan Wilson.
Yeah, Evan Wilson is just like, I'm supposed to be getting out of jail today, not going in jail, because he's in the line to get into jail. And he's like, I'm supposed to be leaving jail today. And he's like,
oh, I'm sorry.
And he's like, what are you doing in this line, dummy? Get over here.
His attorney did not immediately respond to a request for comment Wednesday. He's like, yeah, he's going on trial.
Yeah.
Numerous county, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, including the U.S. Marshal's Office, are involved in the hunt for Sanders. I have a friend that lives near Cleveland now. Just be like, hey, here's this article. Keep a lookout for this guy.
Yeah.
Don't get very close to him. He's a suspected murderer, but he is innocent, and he was let go by mistake.
Yeah. Fucked up there.
Somebody fat fingered on the keyboard and fucked it up for everybody.
God damn it, Patricia.
God damn it, Barbara.
Damn it, Barbara, you and your fat fingers.
You're no longer getting called Barb now. You're Barbara again.
I'm always getting my 6 and my 9s mixed up.
You are in the wrong job.
If you think about it, 6s are just upside down 9s. Ain't that right, Bubba? 6s are upside down 9s. Big boy.
And that's all the articles I have for you guys this week. Let's go ahead and close this piece out and blow this popsicle stand.
All right, everybody, that is the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for downloading. Of course, we love the absolute fucking shit out of you. Go rate and review the show. Go listen to the show. Go listen to past episodes since we've been neglecting this thing like an aborted child.
Like a prom night dumpster baby.
So yeah, go follow our shit, Instagram, Facebook group site, all that stuff.
Check us out on the tube of you.
Yeah, on the tube of you. Go follow me on Instagram if you want to see pictures of my baby boy, my big baby boy. He's a 3-month-old lab mix, and he's named after a surfer that had brain cancer.
A surfing brain, huh?
Didn't he have? No, he had pancreatic cancer.
Pancreatic cancer.
No,
A surfing bank robber.
he died, and he shall live in his memory forever.
If you don't know who Patrick Swayze is, Google it. All right, everybody, go and get some of the Cocoa Mango Colada from Butchertown Brewing in Louisville, Kentucky. Awesome people, awesome beer, great place. Go check them out. And if you're in the area, go check out all the other breweries in Louisville as well. Love the fuck out of you guys. We will see you all next time. And until then, be happy, stay safe. And when life gets hard and life gets you down, you get up, dust off, and you milk that motherfucking pig, people.
Peace!
We out, motherfuckers. See you next time. I don't know when that is, because I'm not a fortune teller, and I didn't bring my tarot cards.
Keep your gin. Don't give it to the prisoners.
Yeah, keep your gin. Don't leave it in a ditch.
Yeah, don't leave it in a ditch. That's a bad spot for it.
Exactly. And get you a McGriddle today. If you didn't realize it, they put the syrup inside the pancake.
Yeah.
You got to have one of these. It's so good. Don't wash it down with a nice glass of Seagram's Extra Dry Gin. Make you work real hard in them fields.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.